Did you know the final 30 seconds before you leave your house could influence whether your dog spends the next few hours peacefully resting or quietly struggling with stress? It sounds dramatic. After all, how much difference can half a minute really make? But animal behavior experts have learned something fascinating. Long before you grab your keys, long before your hand touches the doorknob, long before the door actually closes, your dog already knows you're leaving. They're watching your routine, reading your movements, tracking tiny changes in your body language that most humans never notice in themselves. And here's the surprising part. Many loving owners accidentally make separation harder while trying to make it easier. The extra cuddles, the emotional goodbye, the guilty voice, the last-minute reassurance. What feels comforting to us can sometimes create uncertainty for a dog's nervous system. And when that uncertainty grows, it often shows up as pacing, barking, whining, chewing, or spending hours waiting anxiously for your return. Today on Personality Insights, we're going to explore 5 simple things you can do in less than 30 seconds before leaving the house. Small actions that help communicate one powerful message: you are safe. And stay with me until number 5, because it's the step most owners overlook, even though it may be the strongest signal of security you can give your dog. Welcome to Personality Insights, where we explore the hidden emotions, instincts, and psychology behind your best friend's behavior. The first thing many owners never realize is that their own emotional state often sets the tone for their dog's emotional state. Right before leaving, people tend to rush. They're answering messages, grabbing bags, searching for keys, checking the time, and moving through the house with tension written all over their body. The problem is that dogs are incredibly skilled at reading emotional cues. Research suggests they pay close attention to human body language, movement patterns, and changes in energy. When your movements become hurried and tense, your dog often notices immediately. Think of your dog as an emotional mirror. If the mirror sees tension, it reflects tension. If it sees calm, it reflects calm. Before you leave, stop for just a few seconds. Relax your shoulders. Slow your breathing. Move deliberately instead of rushing. You're not simply changing your behavior. You're changing the emotional atmosphere your dog is experiencing. Quick question. Does your dog start following you around the house the moment you begin getting ready to leave? If so, they're probably noticing your emotional signals long before you think they are. The second step involves something many dogs need before separation. And it's not excitement or attention. It's connection. Many owners either ignore their dog completely or overwhelm them with affection right before leaving. But studies on attachment and bonding suggest calm, predictable connection can help support feelings of security. Think of this as a silent message. A message that says nothing bad is happening. Everything is normal. You're safe. Before leaving, walk over to your dog. Soften your expression. Make gentle eye contact for a few seconds. Then give one slow stroke along their chest or shoulder. No baby voice. No excited praise. No emotional speech. Just calm presence. Like a quiet handshake between two friends who trust each other completely. That simple moment can communicate more security than 100 words. The third step may be the most common mistake dog owners make. The dramatic farewell. The repeated hugs. The emotional voice. The endless, "I'll miss you." The intention comes from love, but dogs often respond more to emotional intensity than to the words themselves. When your departure suddenly feels emotional and unusual, your dog may start treating it like an important event that deserves concern. Behavior specialists frequently emphasize the value of predictable transitions because predictability helps reduce uncertainty. Think about the difference between a gentle sunset and a flashing alarm light. One feels natural, the other demands attention. Before leaving, keep your departure simple. Use one calm phrase such as, "See you later," then leave. No lingering. No standing at the door. No coming back because your dog looked sad. The calmer the transition feels, the easier it becomes for your dog to accept. Have you ever noticed your dog sometimes seems more upset when you make a big deal out of leaving? You're not imagining it. The fourth step focuses on something most humans underestimate: scent. For us, scent is often background information. For dogs, scent is deeply connected to familiarity, comfort, and recognition. Research on separation-related stress suggests that familiar owner scents may help many dogs remain calmer during periods of separation. Think of it like a child holding a favorite blanket. The blanket doesn't change the situation, but it changes how the situation feels. Before leaving, place a recently worn shirt or sweatshirt near your dog's favorite resting spot. Not freshly washed, not covered in perfume, just something that naturally smells like you. To your dog, that scent acts as a reminder that their world is still familiar and safe. And for sensitive dogs, that reminder can be surprisingly powerful. Now for the step most owners never think about, and yet it may be the most important one in this entire video. Dogs thrive on patterns. When life feels predictable, the nervous system relaxes. When life feels uncertain, anxiety grows. That's why many trainers recommend creating a consistent pre-departure ritual. A ritual that always means, my person is leaving, and my person always comes back. Think of it like the final page of a favorite book. The story isn't disappearing. It's simply pausing for a little while. Choose one specific activity that only happens before departures. Maybe it's a special chew, a food puzzle, a calming playlist, a favorite enrichment toy. Whatever you choose, use it consistently. Over time, your dog begins associating that signal with safety, rather than loss. Eventually, the ritual itself becomes comforting, not because you're still there, but because your dog has learned what happens next. And certainty is one of the most powerful forms of comfort. When you practice these 5 steps together, you're doing something deeper than preventing barking or protecting your furniture. You're helping your dog build confidence. You're teaching their nervous system that departures are temporary, that silence is not abandonment, that being alone is not danger. It's simply another part of a safe and predictable day. And over time, that lesson becomes trust. Not loud trust, not dramatic trust. The quiet kind. The kind that allows your dog to settle down, close their eyes, and rest peacefully while they wait for the person they love to come home. If this video helped you understand your dog a little better, be sure to like the video and subscribe to Personality Insights for more science-inspired dog psychology. And now I'd love to hear from you. What's your dog's name? And which of these 5 steps are you going to try first the next time you leave the house? Let me know in the comments below.